I'm standing here with Rawan from PYM, who are a sponsor of the Falastini documentary. Rawan, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
So, why is it important that PYM was here to sponsor this event?
Yeah, so the Palestinian Youth Movement is a grassroots international movement, and it's an organization that is basically fighting against Zionist occupation wherever we are in the diaspora. And our role is to really have an active role and responsibility in our movement and in our struggle. And we are trying to build with our community and be able to really reignite the active role that our community should be playing in our struggle, especially during a time where we are seeing 20 months of an ongoing genocide against our people in Gaza and against our people in the West Bank and all over historic Palestine.
So, what does it mean to you that a documentary, a screening like Falastini is playing here in the heart of Toronto?
Yeah, I mean, we connected with the director and the producer of the film, the docuseries, and I think that this is a really critical moment where a lot of people in the diaspora in particular are seeing, the ongoing genocide, and they really do want to organize. They want to be able to play the active role that historically we have always played as Palestinians, specifically as youth in the diaspora. And so I think this film or docuseries is going to really reignite what I mentioned earlier, and it really does align with the goals that we have as the Palestinian Youth Movement.
So one thing I really appreciated when speaking to the directors and the writer, the co-producers, is that it's looking beyond just the occupation and the oppression, but it's trying to show the culture, the history, more of, making people, individuals, and showing that there's real people behind what's taking place.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's a really important part of our struggle too. I mean, if we think about, the first Intifada, for example, we think about how our people struggled through culture, they struggled through creating cultural production, they struggled through creating committees, and they struggled through creating unions, women's unions. We're talking about, even in the diaspora, you have things like the General Union of Palestinian Students, GUPS, or you have the General Union of Palestinian Women, GUPW. And so, this is something that has been something that we've taken up historically and has been ongoing since even before the first Intifada, but we really saw it take place during the times that we have struggled the most, and we've actually been able to succeed in our struggle as well.
So my last question to you is just if you have a message to the people, to our viewers, what would that message be?
Yeah, I think that we need to actively fight against this genocide. And the main way that we can do that in Canada today is to fight for an arms embargo. And I think that's really the key thing that we need to really emphasize, is that an arms embargo is achievable. We can absolutely make this happen. And it's something that we are able to really push and pressure the Canadian government to demand it. And we can do that through a variety of ways, whether it's through MPP actions, MP actions. We just had, a successful campaign for Vote Palestine, where we really saw Palestine being put on the ballot. And so there's a lot of initiatives that we can keep pushing towards to get that arms embargo. And hopefully, the more people that join the movement, the easier it'll be to actually achieve that.
Yeah, we did a lot of election coverage. We obviously covered Vote Palestine. That was a big issue for many people in the community, but not just in the community. And this goes with what you're saying about the arms embargo. Many different organizations, people from all races, religions, creeds have come together and have been demanding arms embargo for the Canadian government. And I know a lot of human rights organizations are saying that although Canada has said that there is quote unquote arms embargo, there are many loopholes and many it's not a two-way arms embargo. So it's a good message to give our viewers. Well, thank you so much for taking I think the screening is starting momentarily, and I know you want to get to that, but I really appreciate taking a few minutes.
Thanks so much, Ahmed. Thank you for having us.